economy and boost hiring. Our guest tonight believes there's a good chance the Fed will do something. Alan Blinder is a former vice chair of the Fed and now is professor of economics at Princeton University. You know, Alan, Chairman Bernanke has been saying that he's been looking for new approaches to fix the economy. And will we be hearing something new from him next week?
It depends what you mean by new. I don't think you'll be hearing anything very new, although if things keep getting bad, you may hear some quite new things down the road. If they announce everything, anything at all, and I feel it's kind of a 50-50 bet right now, maybe a little bit better than even, I think the most likely thing they would announce is another round of what's colloquially called quantitative easing, and this round would probably be in mortgage-backed securities. The idea being to nudge down mortgage rates again.
Will it work? Will it give the economy a jolt?
Well, those are two different things, actually. I think it will work. You should have modest expectations, as I think the Fed would. It will probably nudge down mortgage rates a little bit. That will increase mortgage activity a little bit, create a bit more home building. A jolt is maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but a little bit of a shove in the right direction.
You know, today Caterpillar came out with its earnings, and you know, they said that they didn't expect any of the Fed's policy actions would make much difference for economic growth for this year. So it really does raise the question about how effective are these policy moves by the Fed? I mean, really move mortgages. Will they get businesses to hire and spend?
Yeah, well, how effective, but also the timing. We're already into almost the end of July. In fact, the Fed's announcement will be August 1st. If it announces anything, it probably won't happen on August 2nd. And then there are lags in the effects of Fed policy. There are always lags in the effects of Fed policy on real economic activity. So, no, it wouldn't be aimed at 2012 or maybe at the very, very end of 2012. It's much more about 2013 and thereafter.
And what if the Fed does nothing next week? What is the impact of that?
Well, I think you're probably going to see a little bit of a disappointment registered in the markets. Rates back up a little bit here and there, and a lot of grousing from the markets about the Fed. Markets have a way of getting themselves hyper excited. So I just suggested, I'm pulling numbers out of the air, of course, that maybe this is a little bit better than 50-50. I think probably your average bond trader on a trading desk thinks it's much more likely than that, and therefore would register some disappointment if the Fed just stands pat.
You know, all of this raises the question is, what kind of shape is the economy in? You know, if the Fed is going to step in and take some kind of action, there's this sense that many people might be thinking, maybe the economy is much worse off than we thought. What kind of shape is the economy in from your perspective?
I think the economy is in very mediocre at best shape, let's put it that way. It looks like we're stuck in a kind of a 2% growth rut, give or take a little. The first half of this year is going to be under 2%, the second half probably over 2%. That's not very good performance when you have so much slack and an unemployment rate of 8.2%. The Fed's concerned about that, and all of that is assuming this kind of 2% rut, assuming Europe doesn't blow high and we don't fall off the fiscal cliff. If either of those happens, we could do a lot worse.
All right, a lot of ifs. Alan, thank you so much for coming and explaining it all to us. We really appreciate it.
Glad
Alan
to.
Blinder of Princeton University and former vice chair